Hello, my name is Hannah and I'm one of your AC librarians. In this video, we'll be giving you tips and tricks on where to start your research. When looking at a prompt, you might be thinking, how do I even start my essay? With argumentative essays, you are trying to convince a reader of a point. So you might be trying to convince a reader why this invention changed the world or why this person is significant. So I might have picked Otto Friedrich Rottweiler. Well, how did he change the world? I need to be asking myself, did he invent something? Did he innovate something? How did his actions impact other people? Did his work make daily life easier or better? Are we still seeing his work today? Why do you think his contribution to the world was important? Once you've gotten some ideas, this can help you start forming questions you want to ask, and then start informing what search terms you want to use when you're going to do your searches. So to give you some feedback, since a lot of you might not know who this person is, Otto is the person who invented the bread slicing machine. You might have heard the phrase, the best thing since sliced bread. So anytime you walk down the bread aisle in your local grocery store, all those loaves of nice uniform sliced bread to help you have even uniformed sandwiches are all due to this man. So when we are going to find those search terms, we need to identify the main ideas or key words of our topic and then identify synonyms for them. So when I'm going to make my topic sentence, my thesis, I need to think, okay, Otto Friedrich Rottweiler's invention of sliced bread changed the world by, so what are those main ideas, those search terms, those key words? Well, I want my inventor's name, sliced bread, the invention, and the word invention. But I also need to identify synonyms, words that mean about the same thing. The reason why I need to find synonyms is because there could be a fantastic article out there, but the author may not be using the same words that I'm searching for. They could be using something similar, a synonym. So identifying synonyms can help me so I can change up my search terms, my keywords, in order to help me find different articles. So instead of sliced bread, they could be saying the bread slicing machine. Instead of invention, they could be saying innovation. Once I have different words I want to play with, I need to brainstorm different searches that I want to do. If I just do one search and I don't get anything, I can't give up. When we are researching, it is a lot of treasure hunting. A treasure hunter doesn't just dig in one spot and say, oh, no gold, I guess I'm never going to be rich. No, they keep trying to find different clues. So I'm going to try different words together to try and make it work. Now that we have some search terms, let's look at some searching tips and tricks to help us best use those search terms to their full advantage. First, let's look at something called Boolean operators. These are coding language terms to help us either reduce our search terms to make them really specific or expand them to get a little bit more. Boolean operators are just fancy words that we're going to use for and or. Let's first look at and. And is going to get more specific and help us reduce down our search results. So if I search for our inventor and sliced bread, this is going to take all the results about our inventor and all the results about sliced bread and only give us the little overlap in between, reducing down our results to only the things that have to do with both our inventor and sliced bread, a small pool that's very specific to both of these items. This is helpful to reduce it down to give you more and more specific article terms. But if we get too specific, we can use or to give us a little bit more. Or gives you more. So I could search for, with my brainstorming ideas, some of these different synonyms to help. I could do our inventor and invention or innovation. Invention or innovation here, we could use that to expand. Invention or innovation is this entire Venn diagram. This is going to give me anything invention, anything innovation, and anything in between. Now, the entire purple side of this graph is invention or innovation. And then it's going to look at all of the inventor. And now the overlap is anything that it includes our inventor and anything about invention or innovation together, giving us a little bit more. Quotation marks are going to be very helpful to help keep phrases together. You notice I've been using them to put them around the author's name and phrases like sliced bread. But what do? Quotation marks search for a specific phrase in order. You'll notice in this example that I searched for Star Wars cast on a database without quotation marks. That'll yield results that contain any of the words in any order. By the 6th result, I'm getting the words completely out of order. And by the 10th result, it has nothing to do with Star Wars. It just has the word cast in there somewhere. That is not what I want. But when I search the same search with Star Wars cast with quotation marks around it, it keeps the phrase in this specific order. And now all of my search results have my phrase in the correct order. This is also really helpful when you're using search engines online like Google. These search engines will sometimes try to not use all the words you searched for. So when you put those quotation marks around your phrase, it tells those online search engines that they must use those words you put into that search engine. So quotation marks are a really helpful tool. Speaking of Google, when we look online, there is going to be a lot of search results, but we don't really know which ones are the best ones when we're just browsing through. So it's important that we investigate. When we investigate, we use something called the SIFT method. We're going to sift through those results. SIFT stands for Stop, Investigate, Find Better Coverage, Trace Claims, Quotations, Media, and Context. Let's sift through a search on Google. So if I search for bread slicing machine, I would get a lot of commercial products rather than information about the invention of the bread slicing machine. So I need to stop and investigate these sources. I might change my search to be a little bit more interesting. So I'm going to add some more search terms. I'm going to add the Boolean operator and add the word invention. This adds a little bit more information. So I'm seeing my inventor's name. I'm seeing some educational sites, more information. So when I'm stopping, I'm investigating and looking, do I trust some of these sources? I'm not trusting these products because they're not telling me information about the invention. I don't know a lot about America Comes Alive. I know that platforms like WikiHow, Wikipedia, although they are places to get ideas, they are not places where I'm going to get research information for an essay in academic institutions, because these are places that can be easily edited and takes a while for the platforms to check and to be able to edit in case people are putting inaccurate information there. So I need to make sure I'm stopping and looking at these areas. I need to investigate. So I don't know a lot about America Comes Alive. If I click onto this platform, I need to see who is the publisher here. So let me look through. Does it tell me who wrote these things? What makes them an expert? What is her education? What is her expertise? Why is she writing these things? These are interesting questions to be asking ourselves as we're investigating. So I might find interesting information here, but I might want to find better coverage. A way to find better coverage on Google is to do a domain search. You can type in site, and then type in website domains that have built-in credibility. The 3 website domains that we see that have built-in credibility would be .edu, which are educational institutions. You might have noticed that Amarillo College's website is a .edu. It states that we have to hold ourselves to a higher educational standard. .gov, which are from governmental entities like the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the Library of Congress. This is not political parties discussing their feelings on controversial topics. This is people who their job is to literally study specific areas and report the facts from their studies. And .mil, which is the military, same thing as the governmental entities. It is not people's feelings about conflicts. This is studies about this specific sector, this specific environment, and those facts from those areas. And then the last letter, of course, in SIFT is to trace claims, quotes, and images. Back before we did our domain search, we had that America Comes Alive website that we were looking at that the author had provided information on. It didn't have links to the information, so you would need to go back and try to find where quotes would come from, where images would come from. An easy way to do that is you could pop that quote into the search bar and try to search and see if you could find that original source. But if it's just you finding someone saying blah blah said this, and never finding that original place where blah blah said it, it's best to not quote that quote since you can't find the original source. Sifting takes time and effort, so make sure that you are giving yourself the time to sift through your sources. Don't wait until the last hour before this is due. Now, we do have some great resources to help so that you don't have to spend as much time sifting, and those resources are our databases. The databases, what are they? And why do I need to use them? Amarillo College Library has almost 100 databases for you to use. Databases are searchable collections of all kinds of sources that are edited and fact-checked by professionals, or at least publishers. They're organized for rapid search and retrieval and allow you to narrow down with and broaden your searches with or. They are updated frequently, so they're going to be articles from all over time that can help you. Articles that are brand new and articles from deep into the past to help you with an expansive time. They're very easy to cite in APA, MLA, and other styles. And Amarillo College pays for students to have 24/7 access to quality databases. Now, not every database is going to have good coverage. That's why we have almost 100. So I'm going to show you 2 today. And if you don't find good coverage on those 2 databases, that's why you need to ask an Amarillo College librarian, and they can guide you to a different subject-specific database to help you. You should try more than one database, especially those from different vendors. Today we're going to look at ProQuest and Gale. Typos are often a big problem, so if you don't get any results, typos may be the culprit. Your search terms matter, so think back on our brainstorming slide and try to switch around your words and see if different words will try to help. And don't be scared to try a different search technique like our quotation marks or the use of and or. Let's try using ProQuest. All of our Amarillo College Library databases are located on our website, actx.edu/library. You can click on the Databases button on our home screen. This will take you to our Databases by Subject page. Our ProQuest Power Search is available at the top left-hand side. You will be prompted to log in with your AC Connect username and password. On ProQuest, I'm going to do my search by searching sliced bread in quotation marks because it's a phrase, and invention. On ProQuest, it will default to saying anywhere as where it wants to search. This means even if it's one word in an article, it'll pull it up. We want to make that more specific, so I'm going to change that to search in the summary to make sure it's a main idea. Our limiters here are going to make sure that all of the articles it pulls up are full text articles, meaning that it's going to give me the entire article and not just the description. Now I'm going to search. If you look to the left-hand side, you will see source types. If I click on more, all of the results have different types of sources from them. I have several newspaper articles, trade journals, wire feeds, blogs, podcasts, websites, scholarly journals, magazines, and others. The sources I would like to use for this paper would be trade journals, so career-specific journals, scholarly journals, and magazines. The other areas would be short and not give me a lot of details to use in my paper. I'm going to click Apply to help limit my search results. Now this reduces down my search results to only 12 results to give me less to have to filter through. When I see an article that I am interested in investigating, I can click on the title and it will take me to a page called the Detailed Record. The Detailed Record will give me the article as well as additional information, where it came from, the subjects that it talks about, who published it, where it was published, when it was published, and additional information that would appear in a citation. Speaking of the citation button is located on the upper right-hand side where it says Cite. I can click that button and it will appear a menu with all of the different citation styles available. For an English course, you would want to use MLA 9th edition, and it has a pre-made MLA citation for the citation from a database that I could use as my full-text citation for this article. If I like this article, I can download the PDF or click full-text PDF on the left-hand side so that I can read the article and use those original page numbers in my in-text citation when quoting it in my paper. I can click back to results to look back on the other results, read them, and find other articles that would be useful. If I didn't like the results I got, I can always return to my search and switch out my search terms for other search terms that I brainstormed at the beginning of my search. Now let's look at Gale. Gale is another database platform that will have other articles that we could look for. Back on our website, actx.edu/library, I can click on the Database button, which again will take us to the Database Subject page. The top will show me the Gale Power Search, which will look through all of our Gale databases. On Gale, I'm going to search for sliced bread and invention. You'll notice on this one, instead of anywhere, the field is searching for keywords. This means it's more of a main idea rather than anywhere like ProQuest tries to default to. Below, it already pre-checks the full text limiter, which will give you the entire article. I can click Search, and this will pull up my search results. Gale will organize the different types of source types at the top of the menu. We have magazines, academic journals, books, and news. I recommend looking at magazines and academic journals first. I was not getting the right results from this database by using the same search term. So what I did was I changed my search terms to just the inventor's name, and I suddenly got more search terms that were right on target. So that's why it's important to brainstorm. So I found one called Who Made That? And it's all about the person who made sliced bread. So I can click on the title and it will take me to the detailed record. This one is going to be sorted a little different. So at the top it has me the details of where it came from, who wrote it, and the information that would appear in the citation. And then it shows me the article. I can cite the article with the upper right hand corner Cite button. And at the top it has the different citation styles, including MLA 9th edition for an English class. This would be the full text citation for a citation from a database that you could use for your paper. I would click the download button to download the full text PDF that I could use to help me read my article. And I can, on the left hand side, click results to get back to my results. If ever you need to revise your search, at the top you can click Revise Search to change your search results and change those search terms like I had to. It's always okay to get help. You can chat in this blue chat box here, and a real librarian like myself, when we're open, can chat with you to help. If we're closed, a retired librarian or library grad student can help you. Our website also has available our hours and our locations if you need a librarian to assist you. Questions? You can email us at library-help@actx.edu. You can call us at 806-371-5400. You can visit actx.edu/library for Amarillo College library locations and hours, or chat with a librarian live on our website. Thank you. If you have any additional questions, please stop by and we're happy to help.